Hey bushcrafters, welcome back to West Texas Bushcraft. Today I'm out here still at the ranch, but I wanted to get you a video on the new Les Stroud made by Camillus, the SK Desert. Let's see what it does, huh? I think it's going to do pretty well. Let's have a look. So there's the Les Stroud SK Desert knife made by Camillus. Not too shabby. It did just about everything a fixed blade could do. Didn't really think I needed to go and do a whole lot with it, considering it is a folder. So like I was telling you in the examples video, you really don't want to abuse a folder because that's probably going to be one of the first ones that'll ever break on you. But just to kind of show you here, what I like about this knife is this actually has good metal reinforcement all through the handle, and it goes basically the whole width of the handle, so that's nice to have. You know, you can twist it a little bit. So one of the things else I do like about this is the non-stick coat on the knife. That's going to be real easy to clean up later. All I got to do is just wipe it with a little wet cloth, and that's going to be good and clean. But the downside to this knife is right out of the package, I had to go through on that notch, just like I was showing you on the SK Mountain. This was completely filled in with the non-stick coating, so you got no metal-to-metal contact on the fire steel, so there was no way that was ever going to make a spark. So I had to go hit that with a little diamond rod sharpener, clean that out, and get a little bit sharper edge on there, and then at that point that fire steel had a nice hot spark, so that was a good thing to do, and I'm glad I did that before I brought it out here. So you saw how hot that spark was. It lit that tinder right up, and that was without even really processing the tinder. That was just grabbing a little bit of dry stuff and throwing it in a pile and just throwing a couple of sparks in there. The belt clip or the pocket clip is a nice thing to have, because I do just kind of carry that right there in my pocket, so it's right there readily accessible. One of the downsides that I've noticed with this thing that I really don't particularly care for, this rubber coating on this handle is nice, but just from one use, light duty use for demonstration purposes, that's what's happened already. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, that coating is peeling clean off of that already. Already knocked a chunk off of that. So that's probably going to wind up continuing all the way down the handle of the blade. So we'll see what this thing looks like in a couple of months. But all in all, that's a pretty good folder. Makes a great backup. Wouldn't use it for a primary, of course, but for 30 bucks, not a bad backup. So until next time, guys, go out there and get dirty.